listening to BS the podcast with Benny Philhauer and Sal Zizzo. Enjoy.
Hey, I want to be part of this, bro.
Yeah. Hey, this is easier than playing football, I'll tell you that.
To Benny, what you do with all your money? Because you never spend for nothing. What you do? Where is the money?
Welcome to BS the podcast. We are on episode 12. Is that right, Sal?
That is right, Benny.
Dude, we've been rolling along here, and we have a big one today.
Yeah, I was very excited when you said he'd come on. Arguably the best season in MLS history.
I don't even think it's arguable personally, but I guess if somebody argues it,
no,
then,
yeah, you're right.
But
yeah,
statistics,
no, I would say,
he's already surpassed
yeah.
Giovinco in 2015. So
yeah, and yeah, I would say that was the previous best season. So yeah, and we're witnessing it right now. So it's really cool to get him on the podcast right before Rivalry week. Yeah, and it's Carlos Vela.
yeah, we'll talk to him about a lot of different things. We'll talk about this game that's coming up against the Galaxy. We'll talk a little bit about his time with the national team and moments that he declined to play, and how that all worked out, how long he sees himself in MLS with LAFC. So we'll go into a few different things that I don't think many people have ever heard come from Carlos's mouth. I think it was some of the most interesting conversations that I had with him last year. So I think this will be a good one. So let's get him on.
All right, welcome back to BS the podcast. We got one of my favorite players in the league, Carlos Vela. Welcome, Carlitos.
Thank you for that words. You never said that to me, but you are in life now, so you have to say.
I said that to you every day last year.
That's not true. Only when you need something from me. That's different.
That's true. That's how Benny operates.
People have said that to me before. I don't think that's true, but okay, we could start with that. All right, Carlitos, I'm sure you've heard plenty of these podcasts before. You've listened to all of them. I know you have.
Oh, I'm fan. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, big fan.
And so this is what's going to happen. We're going to start with some easy questions, some quick ones, so you can get them out of the way and feel comfortable with the group. And then we'll interview you and ask you some questions. And then at the end, Aiko Para will ask you some really difficult questions. If you, there'll be 5 questions, and you'll be able to plead the 5th, which is basically, I don't know if you've heard that before, but it's an American way of saying you can pass one question.
Okay.
But if you answer all 5, you can ask one hard question for anybody on the podcast.
Probably Benny.
Trophy, nothing.
No, you don't get a trophy. You just get a tough question.
You can just ask Benny a really hard question. Anything you want, you can ask Benny.
Okay.
All right, let's start it. First, the quick hitters. These are easy. So, the biggest rivalry: Arsenal against Tottenham, Real Sociedad against Athletic Bilbao, or LAFC against LA Galaxy?
The Real Sociedad Bilbao.
Yeah? Bigger than Arsenal Tottenham.
Yeah.
Bigger than Galaxy LAFC? No.
In Arsenal, I didn't play, so I don't feel nothing.
So this is for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me, yeah.
I was going to say, I think LAFC, LA Galaxy is a very young rivalry, but I think it's pretty impressive.
For sure.
They are getting better, and we are trying to make something good, but it's still too young to say the best one.
Yeah, I actually didn't know Real Sociedad and Athletic Bilbao was such a big one until I started reading about it.
Yeah, so, it's like a small city, but they hate each other in a good way, but it's nice. It's fun to play that game.
All right, moving to the next question. Where do you want to live after you're done playing football? Mexico?
Where I want?
Yeah, where do you want to live?
Where my wife wants.
Yeah, maybe.
Smart man.
Happy wife, happy life.
Mexico, U.S., or Spain?
U.S.
U.S.?
Your wife likes
LA.
it, huh?
I like
she likes
LA.
it?
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought you'd say Spain.
No. It's too
Wifey
far, too cold.
It's not cold in Spain. Wifey doesn't want to live in Spain?
I like it, but just in summer. Then come back to LA, have fun. Nobody bother me, so I like the city.
Yeah, and there's basketball.
And there's LeBron here.
To home. Yeah.
All right. Best player you have ever played with?
I can say Benny, right? Because it's your show.
You got to be honest. You can't lie.
Yeah, you got to be honest.
Mark Anthony K. I think I have to believe it.
Next year maybe. I say Henry. Yeah, but for me the best in training, I never played with him, was Dennis Bergkamp. It's crazy. The training, watching him, how he make everything like easy is the best for me.
Yeah, his touches were unbelievable. His finish is like unbelievable. Like you can see every day, and they make something different every day, and always goals. But I never play with him, so I can say that. It's okay. You trained with him.
Yeah, I trained.
All right. Go ahead.
You play with Vito Manone, right, at Arsenal?
Yeah, I played with him.
He said you, never learned a lick of English, and now all of a sudden you're fluent, and B, you would dink him every single day, and he hasn't forgiven you for chipping him every single day in practice.
The first is true. I never learned English. But the second, I still scoring goals and chips. You will see.
Well, not against us.
You will see when we play against you.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Ike, don't test them, dog.
I pissed them off. I got to make my questions easier.
You remember me that, so thank you.
The MVP is coming from Manone.
I've got 10 fouls to get 2 yellow cards, so we'll see.
No, you're my friend now, so you let me go against Vito.
All right, why not? Screw it.
Just
all right, last quick question. Best celebration after winning a game, and I feel like you guys have had plenty of opportunity this year. So is it go out with the team after a win, play with Romeo at home, your son, or drink a bottle of wine with your wife?
When it's in LA, the last two, I play a little bit and then say to Romeo, "Go to sleep. I have to drink wine with your mom." And the other one is when we play away, so we go with the team to have fun, make some drinks. So both, all 3 of them are nice.
That's good. All right, those are all the easy questions.
Okay.
So let's get you did good. I think you're gonna do well on Ike's interrogation. So
I'm hard man, so I have no problem.
You can say whatever you want, no problem. Yeah, MVP it just doesn't matter anymore.
MVP.
All right, let's get into the interview. First question I want to ask you, Carlitos, is last year, obviously I was with the team, and LA was a really good team last year, I think. You were playing really well. The team was playing well. But this year has been something completely different. You guys have dominated the league. I mean, you guys have won games by multiple goals. Your goal differential is ridiculous. Obviously, you're on a completely different level than you were last year. And I'm wondering why? Why is last year when I was with you, I mean, you can see the talent that you have, but you didn't have the same drive that I've seen every time this year. Every time I see you play, every time I see your interviews, you say you want to be MVP. You didn't have this mentality, or at least you didn't talk about it last year. So I'm wondering how you were able to, go to a different level this year, and the whole team is kind of followed in your footsteps.
Well, I think the first and more important thing was like we know each other now. The first years we start like in the school, like when you go a new school and you don't know the rest of the class. So to be a good team, you have to spend time, train a lot, know how the other teammates like to play. And after that, it's easy to you to know where I have to be, who have the ball, and I make some run or I wait for the other one. So it's easy to play like that. And the second thing is like, when you say that we have a good team, we show the first year like we are really good. You trust in your team and you say, why why not we can be the best team? Why not we can be champions? Or why I can be the MVP? So when you see everything, you see your team, you see how is everything going. It's like you change your mind. You try to be more like ambitious, and after that you work hard. And Bob, every day he's trying to make every team or every player better. So that's the way like we are working, and it's going good. So we have to finish in the same way.
Carlos, do you feel like this is the best level you've played at in your career?
It's different, every league you play is different. Every style of your team. Sometimes you play for the team. Sometimes the team play to you. So it's impossible to say if it's my best moment or not, but I'm enjoying it a lot. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. I was going to also ask, you're fighting to become not only league MVP, but produce the best season anyone has ever done in MLS before. Maybe you've already done it, right? You broke Javinko's record in 2015 for goals and assists, but I'm sure you're going to continue. But my question to you is, besides yourself, because in my opinion, everybody on that team has raised the level from last year. So besides yourself, who would you say on that team is, I guess, the second MVP of the team? Somebody that you couldn't replace, that's been playing fantastic and almost helps you become the player that you are as well.
I think for me, Atuesta, because he's making a lot of assists to me. He's really clever with the ball, without the ball. And when he's in a good day, the rest is flowing in a good way. So for me, I think it's really important. And then Latif as well. He's doing a crazy job for the rest of the team. He runs for everybody. When I can come back, in my mind, it's like, okay, it's Latif there. So for me,
I can't believe how good he's been playing in the middle.
It's crazy. Yeah. I think,
and who knows if he would even play in the middle if in the beginning of the season, was it Lee that got injured?
Yeah, well, all. And was the last option. And
because he played right back at one point.
It's crazy. For sure, this can be terrific.
Right.
But it wasn't a good way. It was a terrific, but with good end. And now it's so important for us in the middle.
Yeah, I agree. Atuesta's been fantastic. And last year, you could see some moments where he played really well, but then there were some games where he didn't play so well, and our team struggled big time.
Yeah.
So I think this year, he's been on a different level as well. So I agree with you. He's helped a lot in the midfield, and some of the passes he's made, not only to you, but just to anybody in front, Diego, Dio.
Yeah, Christian. He's always making the right decision. So that's so important. That in the middle is so important to have one guy like that.
Yeah. And how's Bob been? Bob's been same old Bob, or has he changed at all since last year?
The same. If you come tomorrow, you know how it's going, everything.
Yeah, same old Bob. That's good, dude. You guys have been very exciting to watch.
When you are doing well, you don't have to change nothing. You have to keep working.
That's right. All right, any more LAFC questions? I'm going to move to something else. Sal, Ike, anything?
No, I would love to see a LAFC Atlanta final. I feel like those two teams just play the best soccer, and I really want to see that. Obviously Atlanta lost to you guys in LA, but it'd be a cool rematch. Yeah, it was a really good game. So
yeah, they're really good.
Yeah. Thanks, Sal.
We can be in the finals. So.
Yeah, Sal, me and Ike don't play on soccer.
We'll watch.
Yeah, Minnesota and KC.
Ike, you take your chances in Open Cup final, bro.
Oh yeah,
good luck, Ike.
Yeah. I actually forgot we were playing that. No, next game, man. I'm focused on the next game. That's you, Kansas City, Benny. That's why I'm only focused on you. Right?
You guys are staying home for that one. Don't bring your team.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. I'm gonna go to the beginning of your career, Carlos, in Arsenal. I'm curious because I know almost nothing about your time there. How old were you when you signed with Arsenal?
16. But
16.
The first 2 years I went to Spain for take the Spanish passport, and then to play I come back with 18.
Okay. So you started training normal and trying to play with Arsenal at 18.
Yeah, with 16 I've been like 2 months training with the first team, doing everything, but without play. And after that, we find a team in Spain, and I moved there to make all the tramits and all the stuff to come back.
And was that because of a work permit issue? You couldn't get a work permit? Okay.
Yeah, in England, you have to be or play with the national team for some
75% or something.
Something like that, or have a European passport. Yeah. And in that moment, the European passport was the easy way.
Yeah. So here's my question to you. You said it yourself that you didn't play so much at Arsenal when you were there. Do you have any reason why you think if you could go back and tell yourself, to change something, there's something that you could have done, or was it because I feel like a man of your quality, I feel like even at 18, you could have broke into that team as much as it was, like you said, a good team. There's Henry, there was Bergkamp training there. That Fabregas was there at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So, the team was filled with players, but at the same time, I would have expected you to get more of a chance. So were you just, why do you think you didn't have so much success there?
You want the truth?
Yeah, of course I want the truth.
I was so young and so crazy.
Too much party?
Too much everything, I was focused in other things and not in football. So when I have my chances, I never get the right way to do well. And after that, you always asking why I don't play. I'm better than this one. I'm better than that one. But in the end, you don't see yourself and you don't see how bad you are doing some things. So
yeah,
if it's coming in today with my family, like focusing in my job, for sure will be different. For sure, I will be playing there. But in that moment was everything flying in my head and was not.
Yeah.
And do you wish you could go back and have another chance or not really? Is that just part of your?
Not really. No, because I don't like London. I don't like England. That's why. The rest, yes, for sure.
London's a piece of cake compared to Derby.
Yeah, it's too cold, raining every day. It's not good. It's not fun.
Yeah. When you grow up in Cancun, I don't think you can adjust to really any cold. I was struggling.
To have the chance to play in Arsenal, for sure. To show myself and to show everybody I have the level to do it, for sure. If I have some option to just make some good games and come back to LA, I would take it.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Actually, that's perfect for my next thing that I was going to ask you. In the beginning of this year, and I talked to you a little bit about this, but in the beginning of this year, there was rumors that Barcelona wanted to bring you in on a loan. Yeah. And Barcelona is, anybody in the football world knows how big Barcelona is in terms of historically how good they are. They obviously have Messi as the best player in the world, and you get a chance to play there. You don't have to talk about, there's always going to be things that the teams have to agree to, and you don't have to talk about that, but just talk about if you were interested in going there and what that would have meant to you and how you felt when all that stuff was going on.
Sure. It was really close, in the end, like you say, some problem with the teams was not happening, but I was my second month for holidays after the MLS Cup, everything. I was there with my piña colada, something like that. I don't remember the moment. But my agent called me and said, look, Barcelona is calling you. They want you to play for 4 months and then you can come back to LA. And he said that. I said, say yes. I don't care about the money. I don't care about nothing. Let me go. Let me start training tomorrow. Give me 4 weeks or 2 weeks to be a little bit fit, and then we make it. So, like you say, it's like Barcelona or Real Madrid is two teams like you can say no. Right. Even if you don't like football or you don't like the pressure, it's like to have in your curriculum or in your memories to play with Messi, to spend time with that players is something amazing. And for me, it was like coming in some moment I didn't expect moving for LA, but that option was like really cool. And I said, if it's only my choice, for sure I take it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, I mean, at the World Cup, you were Mexico's best player, without a doubt, in my opinion, and a top player at the World Cup. So, I don't think that the transition to Barcelona would have been anything difficult for you. In all honesty, I think they'd be worried that you may have taken Messi's spot.
Yeah, maybe that's the reason. Messi called the president and said, "Hey, this guy is too good."
Yeah, I think
We can't let him go.
Messi got nervous.
right. I
don't
think
know
in
if
exchange
it was
Messi
that
for
or
Vela.
because I said to Barca, I want the 10. Maybe it was the
And I would have given you that 10. But oh well.
That would I mean, when I spoke to you when we played you guys a few months ago, I would have been so excited to watch you there because I know me and I kind of are big fans of watching you play, and I became a big fan of you last year when we were teammates. But it would have been interesting to see you play in that atmosphere and almost compare how well you do with that group of players, and
imagine that type of talent around him too. You know
that's
what I'm saying?
I mean,
he would have just killed it.
Granted, I think with LAFC you have tons of talent around you for comparatively speaking,
with the
league. And so in Barcelona, it's the same thing, maybe to a little bit higher degree. But I remember saying that I think if you had gone to Barcelona, the only player on that team that would have been playing better than you is Messi, just because I think he's the best player in the world. But obviously you've been playing at a really high level. So it would have been interesting to see you over there. Maybe some other time. Who knows? Maybe it happens in the future.
I don't know. I think more difficult. Every year passing,
Yeah, right. The older you get, right? I know.
Getting closer to my age, Carlos. You're gonna slow down at one point.
Please stop. I don't want to be like that.
Let's pause it.
Hey, it's all right. All that means is watching more basketball games.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. What do I got for you? Next question. This is also something that I know I spoke to you a little bit about last year, and I'll tell you, when you first came to the team, or when I knew I was going there, the only thing I knew about you, literally the only thing I remember, was you not playing with your national team with Mexico. And I thought, I don't understand why a player would not want to play with his national team. It doesn't make sense. Maybe this guy is really arrogant or hates his team or hates the coach. And then I got to play with you, and I started getting to know you, and I said, okay, whatever I thought before, it can't be possible because this guy's too nice. He's so down to earth. He likes, to enjoy his football and his life and everything. So I asked you, and I remember you told me, and I think a lot of people probably don't know the real story behind it, even though you probably talked about it. So I think it'd just be interesting for you to explain in 2014 why you decided to not go to the World Cup.
It was 3 years before the problem, and was with the federation. If I say no to something special like this national team or World Cup, have to be something like really bad or really bad for me. Maybe for other person it's not a problem, but in that time I say, like, look, if I don't feel well, I'm not happy in some place, why I have to be? So that's why I take the decision to don't play that World Cup. And after that, I come back. I try to do my best and play the World Cup. But, I don't want to take all the details, but this was some problem with some people in the federation. And that's why I say, okay, if you think like that, I say goodbye and good luck.
Yeah. And I feel like one part that I know that we talked about, maybe you're being, I think, almost a little bit modest, but you tell me if this was something. I remember we talking about it. And after you made your decision, I remember they kind of came back to you a few times and asked you, will you come? Will you come? And you told me that because of how you felt towards the players, you didn't feel like it was fair for you after guys were playing for 3 years and then you maybe take someone's spot in the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly. The problem was like before, but they changed all the people in the federation, the coach, the president, everything, and they come back and say, look, everybody's new. You don't have any problem. You can come back and say, look, 1 month before the World Cup, I can say, okay, I take the spot from other guy like was playing for 3 years, fighting every game. And I say, okay, I go to the World Cup. I take all the flashes. I take all the chance, and I enjoy the moment, because in one team, if it's some person is not in the same way, the team is not working, and in that part of the progress was not the best choice to me. Say yes, and I think was not the best for the national team. So that's why I say, look, thank you for the invitation, but it's not a good idea to be part of the group. So that's why I say no. It's the only reason to I say no, because we
You
don't want
didn't
to
feel
play
a part
one
of it,
World Cup. Yeah, of course. I
mean, World Cup is something
10 times to the same group. No, I don't want to be there. So in the last minute, change my mind and be there is not fair for me and for the rest of the team.
Yeah, no, I think I remember when you told me that story, and it's crazy how without knowing details, you always have a certain perception, but then once you find out, you can literally flip on a 180. So, it was, I knew that for me, that was a really interesting thing when you told me that, the biggest reason why you shut it down at the end, maybe you had problems before, but the biggest reason why you at the end ultimately didn't take the World Cup call up is because of your teammates. And I respect that a lot.
I'm not the guy, like I go to the press and I say, hey, look, I'm like that. Or
I don't know.
I want to be the guy, or look, this guy is the best.
That's why I'm saying, like,
I reserve for myself or for my family, friends, and the rest is like, I don't care if they think I am a bad person or a good person. The important people know how I am, and the rest is like, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I think, a story that as much as like you said, are so involved in the people that are close to you, I think it's something that maybe it's unfortunate. And like you said, you don't care so much, but I think it's really interesting. When I found out about it, I was, very surprised that was the real story, because I had no idea. And so, like I said, I respect that story. All right, let's get to more fun stuff. All right. We're done with your Mexican national team because they didn't help us get into the World Cup this last time.
I tried. I was there, but you do really bad.
It was our own fault. It was our own fault,
bro. No, wait. Let me get.
Although Zeus,
is it you, the U.S., or you as in Benny for his miss?
Both.
Me. I played 10 minutes. Not even
10 minutes. 10 more minutes.
In 10 minutes, you can change the game.
I'm gonna say one thing. You wouldn't have played in the World Cup anyway because it's 2014. But Zusi saved Mexico from not going to the World Cup as well.
It's true.
But Mexico didn't save us. You guys lost to Honduras or the whoever the hell you guys lost to.
I scored goal in that game, but I can play. Yeah, but I can save the goals too.
You can't score one more.
Can't do it all, man.
What's too hot?
Okay, all right, let's move on. I don't know if you know this. It's rivalry week.
Yeah, I don't know, but.
So you guys are playing San Jose, which I really don't care about, but you guys are playing Galaxy on Sunday.
No love to the Earthquakes, bro.
No,
you beat them.
Not this week. This week, I just want to hear about LA Galaxy against LAFC. It's painful to think 3 games last year, we outplayed them. 2 where we completely dominated them and we still didn't win. And then the game, the 1-1 game, I think we still played a little bit better than them, but we couldn't win. And then this year, they outplayed you guys and won. It's the first time I think they outplayed you guys. I know you always say this in your interviews. Yeah, this game is as important as the next. Every game is the same. You guys already won Supporter Shield. No one's going to catch you guys. You guys are going to win the regular season. So is this the most important game left for you guys to be able to finally beat LA Galaxy?
And call it a rivalry.
It's really important. You know that when you play against the team in the same city, always is special. Always is. It's hard to play against them, but yeah, for sure we want to win. We want to feel the victory against them. So it's so important for us. So I hope we can win this weekend.
More importantly, I want to feel the victory because I didn't win one time last against them. So you guys have to do it this year, please.
You're a coattail rider, Benny.
Yeah.
Coattail rider.
First of all, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say LAFC are going to win 3-1 this weekend against Galaxy, and Carlos will get a goal and an assist. At least.
Every time a prediction or something has been made, it's been jinxed.
That's why I did that. When you say something,
I'm knocking on wood.
It's no
For
chance.
the sake of, for the sake of us,
even he knows I'm the ultimate anti-jinx.
Delay that and say the opposite.
Yeah, I'll say the opposite. All right, one more question with that.
Let's re-record it now. Say the Galaxy will win through.
One more question with that one. You've been striving to be MVP this year, the whole year, and maybe for most people, you already won MVP with the things that you've done. But with MLS, you know how it goes. Zlatan's always going to be in the conversation, and you guys haven't beat Zlatan. He got a hat trick last game. So in this game, how important is it for you personally for your MVP quest to outplay Zlatan in that game?
I don't think that is important. I think it's more important to myself to win for my team than for the MVP, because I can lose the next weekend and score 10 more goals, and for sure I have the chances to get the MVP. So it's when you talk about that, it's not only one game. If I score more goals than him or I make better plays than him, I can have chances to win. But the other side, if we don't win the game, maybe our confidence can come down a little bit, or it's not the best for the team. So I hope we can win. Even if I don't score goal, I prefer to my team win the game.
Yeah. I don't know if Zlatan feels the same way.
I don't know.
I was at the All-Star game, did he even look at you?
No, not really much.
I figure. Then you end up next to him in the shower. You're like, this is awkward.
Everyone leaves the shower. It's just him
now
and
we're
Zlatan.
brothers.
Now you're best friends?
Yeah.
I honestly think you guys only passed it to each other one time in the game where you guys tried to do a 1-2. That was it.
We don't touch the ball against Atletico Madrid, so it was difficult to play with somebody.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. I think this might be my last question before Ike gets his shot at you. So you said you wanted to live in the U.S. after you're done playing, so maybe this question doesn't work as well. But anyways, if you had to kind of make a prediction, how much longer is Carlos going to play in MLS? Is he going to play for one more contract? If he's going to play, are you going to finish your career here? How much longer do you see yourself at LAFC? Maybe for the rest of your career.
Depends. It's not only the things I want. It's football, it's business, and you know how it's working. But if I have everything I want, I want to be here for the rest of my career.
Nice.
Yeah.
Never any Liga MX.
And LAFC should make that happen.
I'm really happy here playing in LA. So if I have the chance, I want to be here.
I feel like from our time together, as personality-wise, I know that you want to be where you're happy more than anything.
Yeah,
but
sure.
The only thing I was never certain about is how much does your wife decide what happens? This is what I wasn't. Does she want to go? Because she's from Spain, right?
The same like your wife. So you can take some idea.
Yeah. So if she's from Spain, maybe she wants to go back. She has family there, so that's why I was wondering. But
I was gonna say,
she's happy now here, so
she is.
I'm enjoying that part too.
Good. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy while it lasts.
Yeah.
just wait till MLS expands to 50 teams and San Diego gets a team.
San Diego.
Then you'll move down south a little bit.
Oh, Miami. Who knows?
That's true. I forgot.
It's close to my home. I'm from Cancun, so it's really close.
Yeah, you're right.
In the future,
Cavani.
I feel like
Cavani's going there. Huh?
Listen up, David Beckham, if you're listening.
Miami actually is, in my opinion, probably going to be a bigger landing spot for European players than LA or New York. Because European guys love Miami, so that'll be interesting to see what happens.
They're gonna do that.
We
place
take a good players.
Miami's gonna be nice. I love their jerseys too.
I haven't even seen their jerseys, but
They're like they got like the pink flamingo. And
Carlos,
black.
I don't know if you know this, but when you're a DP, you don't get traded. So good luck with that.
Maybe in 4 years. I'm not DP.
Unprotected in the. Unprotected in the.
I'm like the minimum.
Carlos will be a TAM player in 10 years from now. All right, well, you that's it for me. Anybody else got any questions before we send him to the hot seat?
I just have one question to bring up the national team again. And you can say whatever you want, but have you spoken with these people that are now involved with the federation, and do you see yourself playing for Mexico again someday, or is it just kind of still you don't really know yet, or how is that?
No.
Yeah, now with the national team.
No, now was like personal thing.
Okay.
Was like I want to be with my family. I want to spend time with my kid. I don't want to be in hotel for 2 months. And I think
in your off season
for the next World Cup, I can be with 34, 35. I'm not in my best level. And I hope.
I don't know. You've been playing pretty good.
10 more players than me. So I hope Mexico can bring 10 or 20 better players than me in that moment. And that's why I take the decision to let them play without me.
Hopefully not. Hopefully they don't have better players.
I think at 34, you're still going to be the best winger Mexico's got. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Carlos, I got one more question for you that I just thought of. What has been emotionally the most, I guess, happiest moment in your professional career on the football field?
When we win the under 17, because it's the moment when everything starts for me.
Yeah.
After winning the champions, Arsenal call me. They come from me. So that's the key of all my career. So that's
your dream becomes a reality.
Then was the first trophy for the country. So it was so special.
Yeah. That's awesome. I remember watching that 17s. I didn't even know Mexico had a great team, but you guys ran right through everybody. You guys did really well. And so at least there's one thing that's very similar to mine in your career. You with the U17s and me with the U20s. I didn't win anything, but that's where my career started as well. So
yeah, but it's nice when you start from some place or some moment. It's always in your head.
Yeah.
I had something very similar, Benny. So I feel like we all just
Sal started at the U20s as well.
I feel like you come from that tournament and then you just kind of ride this wave where teams are interested, and it's just kind of like out of nowhere, and it's like, a really good feeling, and it happens so quick. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Ike, I'm throwing it to you again. You got this, man. He's all yours. 5 questions. Good luck, Carlitos.
Thank you. I'm ready.
All right. Carlos, I've made these questions a lot easier just because I want you to answer all 5 of them and ask Vinny the toughest question you can think of.
Okay.
We'll start with the first one. Rank these managers from first to worst. And you can take it for whatever you like, tactics or personal relationships, but Bob Bradley, Arsene Wenger, or David Moyes?
Wow. The best, Bob Bradley. The second, Arsene Wenger. And the third, Moyes.
I like that answer, actually.
Explanation why the worst. I know we've talked a lot about Bob in the past, but I would like to hear why David Moyes is your last.
Because he comes to a team in Spain, and in 1 year and a half, he didn't learn one word. He was more care about the horses race or something like that about the team. So that's difficult for a team to accept.
Yeah, that's fair. It sounds like a little hypocrisy there. You didn't learn English. Bygones. Whatever, we'll overlook it.
He don't know all the names of the team. So imagine, he called every team a different name every day. So that's hard.
That Barcelona team.
Yeah, even our teammate is like, "Oh, you Ima, no, you no, I don't know, you defender, come here. That's crazy.
Oh, that's good.
It was fun for me because he know my name, so for the rest was not that good, but it was fun.
Yeah. That's good. All right, second question. Would you rather be guaranteed the MVP of MLS or score a hat trick to knock the LA Galaxy out of the playoffs?
Win the championship. It's the only way I can change the MVP. For one game, it's more important to do all the season good than miss one game or the other way. So.
But you feel good knocking out the Galaxy with the hat trick in the playoffs, though.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I can be MVP and knock them down.
And still do that.
Okay. Yeah. This is a
third question.
Okay, third question. This is more of a personal shot at Benny. Do you miss Benny more on the field or Benny in the locker room?
In the locker room.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I like that answer.
His quality isn't that great.
Too quiet, the dressing room.
Nobody's taking over?
Nobody fight with Bob. Nobody fight with the kitchen. Nobody fight with... No, Benny.
The equipment manager, the trainers, everybody.
With everybody, so...
Plus, you
you
can't make fun of anyone's clothes anymore when Benny leaves. He's the guy that you make fun of every day.
He's the guy.
Got nice gear.
Worst dress.
The Nike clothes that he gets in the preseason package will be worn the whole season.
The whole year. Shout out Nike. Last year, the contract Nike.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Carlos, you miss me more or my scooter?
You scooter. What's the best moment of the day was you coming with your scooter, with your cat, oh, really this happened in a professional team.
Isn't there a player that rides the train from Cucamonga?
No, we have two in Cucamonga.
There you go. They don't have a scooter though?
They don't. No,
So how do they get from the train station to practice?
Paul
picks them up?
Well, Paul, in the morning they walk, and then after training, Paul get the guys to the train station.
Got to get a scooter, bro. Tell him to get a scooter.
How long is it? How long is from the train to the training facility?
Scooter is like 3 minutes.
Guys,
but
you're running my interrogation.
Like 15 minutes. All right, go ahead.
I got it.
We can talk about this after the show. Anyhow, all right, fan question here. If you had to choose one of these teammates with LAFC, would you choose Jonah Dos Santos or Gio?
Gio.
Really?
I play more with him because Jonah is 1 year less. And all the time I play with Gio in all the divisions, 17, 20. We played the first game at the same time. We come in the game, so we have a lot of things in common, and I have really good relationship. And then of course with Jonathan too, but I start with Gio, so I have more.
You love Jonah as a player all the time talking about
Jonah's good.
Yeah,
Jonah is good. Very good.
love both because they're good inside the field and outside. So that people. I love that people.
Okay. Fifth and final question.
Hey, make it a tough one. These are gimmies, dude.
Yeah, well, sorry, Benny. I'm this is my segment. So, you're the coach of the team. You get to choose between these two strikers, Joseph Martinez or Zlatan. Who do you want on your team, and why?
Joseph. I like more the style of Joseph. He runs a lot. He makes some really good things. He's a score machine. So
he's fearless, huh? He doesn't mind going with his head in front of a goalkeeper's fist. He'll run into a wall, man. It's crazy.
This dude wears the tooth
mouth guard.
Mouth guard, yeah.
If you ask me, Zlatan 10 years ago, maybe I'd take Zlatan for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe, but you weren't convinced.
No. In 10 years ago, Zlatan for sure. But in that moment, I think Joseph is more hungry.
He is. He's a bull. He's a bull.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah,
that kind
if you
of
don't start scoring, if you don't start scoring more, he's going to pass you. Actually, so
for sure.
No pressure for you.
I'm worried about him.
No, you're not. He's not
You
worried.
should- yeah.
He's my friend. I told
Hey,
him. I say, hey,
how many
calm down.
how many assists does he have?
Yeah, I don't know.
Less than
Probably like
A lot less.
probably like 6, right?
No,
5 or
it's
6.
not
Well,
even
right.
6. Probably like 2.
I'm talking goals though, Benny.
That's why I tell when they ask me if I'm not a striker, I'm not just scoring goals. I don't care if they pass me, they win the golden boot. I'm
Right.
more a player to involve my teammates, score goals, make assists, make some nice plays. So I'm not the guy just like, hey, I wait for the ball and I score the goal. You know,
And
you
that's
know
why
that, but-
that's why it's even more impressive how many goals you've scored. Because
Yeah.
Joseph was on the field to score goals. You're on the field to create, and you happen
Yeah,
to.
Joseph and Zlatan, they are like really, really strikers. They make some good moments just to score goals. And for me, it's like I like to come to the middle, take the ball, touch the ball with my team. So
Go left.
we are
Benny
different
Finn's far
players.
post. Yeah, I've seen that playbook. Wait, so you're done with the hot seat. I wanted to ask you real quick. This is a cheating question. You love basketball. LeBron, Kobe, or MJ? Who you taking? Don't be wrong.
MJ.
Really?
Wow.
I'm a fan of LeBron, but because I'm looking LeBron every day and I'm of the era of LeBron, but for me, Michael is the best all the time.
I didn't know you were going to say that either. I thought you were going to say LeBron for sure.
No,
I'm LeBron.
Jordan is Jordan.
Hey, you remember when LeBron sent you his jersey and then he's like, they sent me one so I wouldn't cry?
Yeah, I remember that. And you said to me like 20 times, hey, if you go to the game, please invite me because you don't want to spend money.
No, I just want to go to the game. I just want to go to the game.
I know that.
You got to go to the Golden State Warriors game on a jet, so that would have been nice too. But
They don't invite you, bro. Sorry.
And the Clippers and Lakers are going to be a good little series now that Kawhi is
Now
there.
we have a
Yeah.
good year to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
All right, you're off the hot seat. Congrats. Your hot seat wasn't that hot since you're in your Bel Air mansion, but you can now ask
he lives in Hollywood, bro.
Whatever, man. It's all the same. You can ask any one of us a question that we must answer.
You don't have to though. You don't have to ask anything, Carlos.
I was not prepared for that. You have to tell me that before.
I did tell you that
Make some-
before.
You don't tell
Well-
me like 1 minute ago.
No, I said it in the beginning of the interview.
Take your time. Whatever you want to
Yeah,
ask
we can
Benny.
edit it anyways. We can cut it down so you can have 10 minutes to think. The quicker you're done, the quicker you can go.
I have a question here
Okay.
to Benny.
Yes.
What you do with all your money? Because you never spend for nothing. What you do? Where is the money?
Hey, when most of us aren't DPs and we're only TAM players sometimes, you got to save your money. So
What
it
investment
comes straight-
vehicles is your money?
That's not a fair answer. Say the truth.
I'm going to tell you where it goes. I literally cannot remember the last time I bought something for myself because I don't buy anything other than
I know.
food or vacation. I don't buy clothes because I always get it for Christmas or my birthday. That's the only stuff I wear or Adidas
Pieces
stuff.
and package.
You
Or
are
pre-season.
saving money for buy cookies all your life.
Cookies and Kit Kats. I put my money in the stocks. That's it. My whole thing is I hope that I have enough money that once I'm done playing, I can do anything I want. I'm not going to retire and not do anything with my life, but I can choose what I want to do. That's my whole goal. So I
Bitcoin,
probably
baby.
only have a few years left. So I have to save it, put it in the stocks. Hopefully the
Bitcoin.
stocks goes up, Carlitos.
Okay, I'm happy with your answer. That's nice.
All right. Any more questions from a man? MVP?
Yeah, no, he's
Guys.
good to go.
Last minute because I have to play with my kid. He's
You
around
have to
here.
go
So
drink your bottle of wine.
Hey,
No,
it's
no.
been a pleasure watching you this season, man.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Been a
Carlos,
pleasure.
thanks
It's been
a lot
a
for
pleasure
coming.
watching you, man. Keep going.
Thank you. I hope
Thanks
you
for
can
coming on the
enjoy
show,
it
man, and telling us
no
all your
problem.
stories.
anytime. If you need something, if the program is going down, call me again.
Hey, by the way, I do want to say one more. I do want to say one more thing before I let you go. You're making fun of me because I don't spend money, but I do have a computer. So since you don't have a computer, and you had to borrow your son's iPad to do this. Maybe we can talk to MLS. If you win MVP, they send you a computer. Maybe that could be the prize. What do you think?
Please
All
send
right.
me one.
I'll talk to the commissioner.
Or MLS, or you. If you want me back in the program, you have to send me one computer.
All right, fair enough. I'll let you know. Yeah, I know. We don't do anything but max now. All right, Carlos, thanks a lot, man. Congratulations on everything this year. Make sure you beat the Galaxy 3-1, goal and an assist.
No, I don't want to hear.
And we'll be watching you, dude. Good luck the rest of the way. Tell Bob I said hi.
Thank you very much. I will say it tomorrow. Thank you.
All right, man.
Have a nice day.
All right, that was awesome, dude. Thanks so much, Carlos, for coming on the podcast with us. I think that was one of my favorite interviews so far, just because how open he is and how he talks about everything so modestly and openly, really.
Yeah. For me, never meeting the guy, it was cool to see how humble he was as a player and as a person. He just wants to enjoy life and play soccer. He's just a really good dude, and I'm really glad he's doing so well.
Yeah, I think the craziest thing for me about Carlos is how little he worries about being as good as he is, and he's still as good as he is. I mean, like, the happier he is and the less worried he is about everything, that's when he plays at his best as well. So, he's got it figured out, man. He's having fun. He's enjoying life. He's playing, at least to us, the best soccer he's ever played at least that we've ever seen, and definitely with the best season this league's ever seen. So it's pretty fun to watch him play. It was a lot of fun playing with him last year, and a lot of cool stories that he had to share about his career.
Yeah, really enjoyed that one.
All right. Well, as always, subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, DL or stream on TuneIn, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play. Continue to rate and comment on Instagram and Twitter. Email us your thoughts on Betting Style the Podcast at Gmail. The questions for Ike's interrogation has been exceptional. We appreciate all those questions that have been turned in, and keep coming with them. And we continue to urge you guys to, every person that listens to the podcast regularly, try and get one more person to listen to it, and we'll continue to, bring these out for you guys. So we appreciate all the love, and we thank you for showing up today.
Yeah, thank you to all the fans that listen. Tell your friends. Love you guys.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.